wonder why I'm chilling in my own lane. They wonder why. They wonder why. I always wanna meditate. They wonder why. Why?
Om Namah Shivaya, a Celeste Fire here on the way of Dharma. Our topic for today, as you've seen with the video that I've shown you, it's about the sangoma beef, the feud that we've been having here in South Africa. So in this video, as you've noticed, the other lady is actually apologizing to the other sangoma. Now, for those of you who are new on the way of Dharma, this is a channel where we teach meditation, we teach about chanting, we teach about spirituality in general, from the Western magic practices and to the Eastern traditions of spirituality, also involving African spiritual systems. So in this topic of today, we are going to speak about the two sangomas that are from South Africa, which are currently having a feud or a spiritual conflict. So yes guys, before we continue, I'd like to remind you that if you are new over here, please do make sure that you subscribe and you are welcome. If you are a returning viewer, please make sure that you do subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, make sure that you like the video and make sure that you hit the notification bell for future updates. I obviously sell some products, spiritual products that I offer to you guys. This is actually a ring, a protection ring, ruled by the planet Saturn, to harmonize and bring good luck and fortune in your life, and also protect you from the ill wishes of other people and the evil eye. For those of you who are in South Africa, Mona, this actually protects you from Mona, jealousy, evil eye. Om Namah Shivaya. This is also a silver bangle that I sell. I also have copper and I also have brass. These offer protection. Copper energizes you, attracts positivity and prosperity into your life. It is also ruled by the planet Venus. All the luxurious comforts and wealth comforts and pleasure comforts and all that you seek in life can be simply attracted by using copper. It also helps with your blood. It also helps energize you. Silver brings mental stability, mental balance, is ruled by the moon. It has a calming energy and calms you when you are out of balance. This brass is ruled by the sun, gives confidence, attracts fame, attracts health, and deals with the positive effects of the sun. So yes guys, before I go into the topic that we are talking about today, I'm going to show you something just now. I think it's 2 weeks back I had these and I was preparing these for a ritual that I'm going to perform. So yes guys, in Hinduism we use this a lot and we also use it in South African spirituality. I'll make a video separately explaining the benefits of this. Om Namah Shivaya. So when I did this video, people were quick to judge me. People were quick to point fingers. People were quick to jump and feel scared. This will humble you. I will teach you something about it just now. So for the people who were quick to judge me, quick to jump and quick to question, and quick to think I'm crazy or I'm mad or something, these people are the fakers in spirituality. They are the people that pretend to be on this path and pursuing this path and walking this journey, but they absolutely have nothing that they practice. They have no spiritual practice whatsoever. I remember when I was starting out in the journey, I was facing so many people, so many arguments from people, and I was simply asking them one question: are you a practitioner of the spiritual arts? Do you practice anything? Do you have a daily spiritual practice? They couldn't answer me. Most of them were saying that they have nothing that they are doing, but they only have theoretical knowledge that they were trying to enforce upon others. These people, you should stay away from them. They have no truth. They have no consistency in their actions, which is they have their actions are not consistent with their words, so they are liars, straight out liars. So yes, guys, as you seen or as you saw in the video that I posted before the beginning of the video, you have noticed there's a female apologizing to another female. So these two females apparently have been having a conflict, a spiritual conflict. The other one, the one that is being apologized to, said derogatory stuff about, or insulting stuff about the one that is apologizing. They said that they are using their children for spiritual pacts to attain worldly desires and worldly riches and material acquisitions. So this one, the one that is apologizing, was actually upset about this and then went on social media to say nasty stuff about the other one, insulting them. But nothing equates to what was said to her about her making pacts with her children, obviously. So the one that I'm talking about, the one that is apologizing, Gogo Skhotheni, actually has a child that was sick at the time in hospital due to the child being born prematurely. So obviously the child has a few complications whatsoever. So this Gogo said that she was using this child as a pact, basically a spiritual binding pact with a certain spiritual entity. So yes, that's what they said. But then in my previous video, I told you guys about this publicity stunt. I thought that it was a publicity stunt, or it could be, because nothing has been confirmed so far. So I then came across a video about this Gogo apologizing to the one that said nasty things about the son in the spiritual pact that I was speaking about. So it's funny having to apologize to somebody who insulted you for having or insinuating that you had used your children as sacrifice. In the video, as you can see, guys, this person appears to be scared, appears to be shaking. If you can read body language very well, this person appears to be shaking and scared. She's definitely scared, and she was saying that the Gogo had no spiritual practice and is a fake and doesn't know how to cast spells, basically. This is what she said, okay? And then what happened? As you can see in the video, she appears to be scared. As a spiritual practitioner, as a person who has cast spells on people, and a person who has an experience casting spells, I've noticed a pattern in how the universe works, basically, in how the manifestations occur, and in how the circumstances mold themselves to bring about a certain manifestation, a spiritual manifestation or a physical equivalent of that spiritual manifestation. There's so many loopholes in this story. I mean, last week you were saying nasty things about this person, and then this week you are coming back, you are apologizing, and you are saying that as a spiritual aspirant, there's certain things that you shouldn't do by insulting another person and saying nasty stuff about that person, It's what basically it's degrading to your ancestors, and it's disrespectful to that person's ancestors. Now, this is my take on it, and using the Bhagavad Gita as reference. As reference, it is said that we form attachments to certain things in life, and when you become a spiritual aspirant, you learn about positivity and high vibrations, and then you form an attachment, sort of like the right hand path practitioner. You form an attachment to the light and to the auspicious things in life, and you form an attachment to concepts like peace and love, and then you form an attachment to a point whereby you dislike the other idea of the darkness, the darkness. Okay, I'm sorry, let us do this. The darkness, yes, the darkness, the evil, the negativities of life. You start to dislike those things basically, and then as you dislike them, you are limiting yourself spiritually, and it's just an attachment in another form basically. So in that state, you don't want to fight back even when people are attacking you. So in this Bhagavad Gita, it is said when you are in such a state, you are actually adharmic. It is adharmic to form an attachment to a point whereby you can't fight back when it's time for fighting. Basically, acting in the Krishna consciousness requires you to be like water, to be formless like water. When it's time for war, you fight. When it's time for apologizing, you apologize. When it's time for peace, it's time for peace. When it's time for being a gardener, you become a gardener, basically. So that's what I'm saying, basically. So forming an attachment and saying that you are disrespectful, it's not wise for you to be disrespectful. And I don't see any disrespect in her, because she was the one that was provoked and insulted before. So I don't see it as being disrespectful per se. I see it as defending yourself when you are being attacked. So for her to come back and to apologize to the person who was attacking her, it can only imply one thing: this person definitely has something on her. Some would suggest that she knows something about her that the public doesn't know. But I, in my experience with this spiritual stuff, I know that she definitely did something spiritually to her. You know, Gogo Maweni is actually not much of a talker in terms of spiritual stuff and spiritual warfare. She's much of an actor. So in the game of spirituality and witchcraft, talk is cheap. When you talk, it doesn't mean that automatically you will be victorious against the other person. It doesn't mean automatically that you will conquer the other person. If you don't know about such practices and you don't know about spiritual practices, you are cheating yourself, and it only will backfire to you, because now in times like these, it will be apparent that you have never done anything spiritually, and now you are apologizing to people who are insulting you to show that you have no spiritual practice whatsoever. So you think by talking you gain victory over the other person. And some stupid people in the comment section of these videos were busy saying that she's a godly person to come back to apologize to somebody who has harmed her. These people have no idea whatsoever about what's happening when you are being jujufied, when witchcraft is being done upon you and you are afraid and you are scared. You will come back to apologize. You will come back to ask for forgiveness to somebody, from somebody who has definitely insulted you. It's insane basically to act in that way. But I definitely know that Gogo Maweni did something on her, and she can't fight back or retaliate. she's in this case weak and can't do anything. Guys, I'm sure you've noticed that I look different. My eyes, basically, I'm exhausted. Basically, it's been a hectic week with load shedding and all the daily commitments that I've been pursuing. And I've the flu's basically, it's winter. As you can see, I'm wearing this thing. I'm still in my onesie and pajamas. So yes, guys, that's basically what it is. In this video, I was breaking down this beef. Why would you apologize to somebody if you know that that person has insulted you? It can only mean one thing. She went and did magic on her and it worked, and this person saw that she wasn't bluffing and saw that she isn't much of a talker. If you are a talker spiritually, I am telling you guys, it won't do anything. It won't do you any good. It will only bring you harm, and you will start to notice that talk is cheap in the game of spirituality. I'm sorry, guys, with these adjustments that I'm doing. I should have done it right before I began with my video. So yes, guys, in a nutshell, this is what I wanted to cover. This is what I wanted to discuss with you in a nutshell. Be careful in this game of spirituality. Talk is cheap. I also offer numerological readings. For those of you who are in South Africa, it's more like hohlahloba, ukuhlola. I basically use numbers to actually do a reading on you and try to tell you about your character. If you are a spiritual aspirant in South Africa, you can then use this information to know what are the qualities you may strengthen and what are some of the spiritual practices that you can do to actually enhance these qualities which are in you. If you are a person who basically came in this life with a purpose of learning, with the purpose of rectifying their karma, numbers form in a certain way to describe that energy and that purpose that you came with in this life. In this case, you will have a certain in your destiny that will be teaching you all these lessons, as a result delaying you from the positive lifestyle that you may be trying to aspire to. And I've noticed since I've been going to school this year, I decided to go back to school to further my studies, only to impress my girlfriend, because this schooling thing is basically stupid, if you ask me. You understand? So I basically wanted to do that, and I'm planning to pursue my studies because I see it might have a positive impact in future, just not to focus on one thing as a source of income, basically. So yes, this is what I wanted to say. At school, I've been doing readings, numerological readings, and I've noticed the people who have this setting in their destiny hindering them. There's so many bad things happening to them. Basically, they don't get good grades in school and in class. They find it hard to submit certain assignments and find it hard to perform well in tests and find it hard to attain scholarships and bursaries because there's a constant delay in their lives because of this setting. We can remedy that situation or try to nullify the effects if you can come and do a reading with me, and I'll check where your numbers are and where basically your setting is located, whether in your destiny or in your character. If it's so, we can do certain rituals to try and harmonize and nullify those effects. So basically, this is what I wanted to cover. If you want to contact me, you can contact me at arsonist.fire@email.com. No, what am I saying, guys? It's arsonist.fya@gmail.com. arsonist.fire@gmail.com. arsonist.fya@gmail.com. And I'll also make sure to put my WhatsApp barcode for those of you who want to scan and speak to me on on WhatsApp about these readings. In terms of the spiritual conflict that I've been talking about, I didn't go much further into researching about the subject because I don't like focusing on things that are mainstream. They like to take our attention, and it's basically television drama externalized. Basically, when you watch TV shows and drama, you watch it through the television, it triggers you, and there's chemical reactions inside of your body, and you basically get triggered and you get high, or you get pleasure from that. In the case of politics, in the case of mainstream stuff, it's basically externalized. It's TV externalized. So you are being scammed and you are being dragged into this illusion for a stimulation to get the chemical reaction and pleasure from that. So guys, that's basically why I'm not focused on that. Guys, I'd like to thank Mr. Ramses Rama. I don't want to mention your name, but you know yourself. I'd like to thank you for the purchase that you made, buying the chanting beads, and I'd like to thank Pexi or Pep Korea for delivering that to you, and I'd like to thank you for support in this channel, and I'd like to also thank all of you guys who came to me for numerological readings. I'd like to thank you from America. I'd like to thank you from Puerto Rico. I'd like to thank you from various other places. You know, I get people from different places. For those of you who are in South Africa, I also sell incense. This is money drawing. It actually works better when you perform money rituals. It draws money to you and attracts money to you. When you have financial blockages, when you're experiencing financial delays, money drawing incense, you can also send me an email or a WhatsApp about this. If you are in another province, I can also send this to you with PEP and you'll definitely get it. Yes, this is money drawing incense. I sell many other incenses like sandalwood incense and cinnamon and sandalwood incense and many other incenses. Basically, you can ask for it and I'll provide you with it. I'll either provide the whole pack that has 6 boxes of these, or you can buy one individually. Either way, make sure that you contact me on these things. I also sell chanting beads for chanting and meditation. I sell these for protection. I can also sell you these statues Om Namah Shivaya. You can basically contact me. I can sell you basically all these things that you see and all the spiritual tools that you may be seeking. Basically, if you also want this, it's an athame or a dagger for spiritual practices. I'll also sell you this. You just mention it and I'll sell it to you. I'll provide it to you. Om Namah Shivaya. I'd like to thank all of you guys for participating in the comments, and I'd like to thank you for subscribing to this channel. I'd like to thank you for giving me attention. I'd like to thank you for the support that you've been showing, the love that you've been showing. In the next video, I will speak about this, and I will also speak about the results of my Jupiter ritual fire sacrifice offerings that I did the other week. Basically, I did it for spiritual knowledge. You know, I can't even find the words to describe how this ritual came about, meaning in terms of the results that it brought me. Beautiful results, I'm telling you guys. I can't even find ways to describe this. But anyway, I'll try to talk about it in my next video, in explaining to you what happened. I also sell sage, which is also known as Mpepo, South African sage. I also provide that. If you either want a portion of that or or the whole of it basically. I sell it to you, Om Namah Shivaya, Asanast Fire. Thank you guys. Make sure that you don't talk too much in spiritual wars and conflicts, and try to avoid conflict and unnecessary arguments, because people are ready to witchcraft you, they are ready to challenge you, and they are ready to attack you. So make sure that you be wary and careful of this and try to avoid conflict as much as possible. But in the case of people attacking you, there's definitely a virtue that you gain from fighting back and defending yourself. It's dharma, it's the cosmic law to actually defend yourself and fight back when you are being attacked. Om Namah Shivaya, Asanist Fire. Please make sure that you do subscribe. Make sure that you do like and hit the comment section if you have any questions, and if you have anything that you want to address or want me to address in the future topics. Thank you.